Welcome to An Apple a Day, a podcast, a resource, a community. Share your experiences and learn from others as we overcome barriers and learn to live a happy, healthy life with a disability. Welcome to the community. Here's your host, Jimmy Apple.
Welcome to another episode of An Apple a Day. I'm your host, Jimmy Apple. How you doing today, my friends? You feeling good? You feeling strong? You feeling better than you did yesterday? Excellent. You can't ask for better than that. Hey, I want you to make me a promise right now. You're going to make today your best day. That's right. I want you to make that promise. I want to remind you that An Apple a Day is brought to you by www.famousapple.com. Famousapple.com is the home site for this podcast. So if you get a minute, go over there, check it out. And another thing, the Famous Apple shops are now open. So when you're over there, check out Famous Apple Shop. While you're tripping around the web, make sure you stop by famousapple.com/group. That brings you to An Apple a Day Facebook page, Living with a Disability. There's a lot going on over there. There's people over there answering questions, asking questions, chatting with each other. We've had a rush on memberships. How come you haven't been there yet? You got to get over there. Check it out. Make some new friends. Well, today is a big day for us here at An Apple a Day. We're starting our new program. We're starting 2 episodes a week, and we have our new featured host, Erin Fernandes, that vegan disabled gal, and she's hosting a show on An Apple a Day called Vegan Talk. And let me tell you something. I found out some information on her first show, which is coming up, that I didn't know. Like, what's the difference between a vegetarian and a vegan? You'll find out today. What cookie is vegan? Now, I loved these cookies growing up. I loved them as an adult. Unfortunately, I'm a diabetic, but I still sneak them every so often. When I was a kid, I used to dunk them in root beer. Loved them. But I just found out today that they're vegan. So also there was always a debate. I always had this image in my head that vegans and hunters wouldn't get along. But you'll be surprised to find out that may not be so true. There's a lot of myths about vegans. I know in my head, I always had this picture in my head of people walking around in hemp clothes and carrying pottery plates and eating lettuce and grass and, twigs, bark off of trees. That, in my head, that was a vegan. And in talking to Erin, I found out I am so wrong. And you have to get rid of those pictures in your head. Open your mind and listen to what she has to say. Now, I want to say this before we even start. We are not doctors. We are not lawyers. We're not nutritionalists. We're the same as you. We're people with disabilities, and we're discussing different types of lifestyles and stuff like that. And these are just suggestions. Now, before you make any changes in your lifestyle, you should talk to your doctor first, okay? Make sure, because that's important. Your health comes first. So before you make any changes in your lifestyle, talk to your doctor. But I do want to let you know that there are other lifestyles out there which may be better for you. They may be more healthy for you. It may not be for you. You never know until you look into it. Now, this isn't a fad. This is not a fad. This isn't like an Atkins diet or Weight Watchers or something. This is actually behavior modification. This is totally a revamp of your lifestyle. So listen to Erin. Listen to what she has to say. And this isn't just a one-day thing. This is going to be a regular part of An Apple a Day on Wednesdays each week. And it's going to be different topics each week. Here's something to keep in mind. As people on Social Security disability, we have limited incomes. Even if you're not interested in being a vegan, the good thing about this part of the program is Erin's going to be giving us different recipes. Now, how many times have you gone to your refrigerator, looked in your refrigerator and said, uh-oh, I have really nothing in the house for dinner? But you always have in your refrigerator, I don't care who you are, you always have vegetables in the freezer. I know I do. You always have some kind of vegetables in the pantry in cans. Well, Erin's going to be giving you recipes that you can make with these vegetables that it's not going to be bland like can of string beans boiled. It's not going to be that. She has recipes that, believe me, she's told me some of them. And again, I hate to use the same old line, but it's enough to make a fat man sin. And I'm not a Volkswagen with shoes, trust me. I'm not a big guy, but I'm big enough that I like to eat. So if you're like me and you like to eat, listen to these recipes. And you might find out it's less expensive to eat the way she's cooking than it is to go out. It's definitely less expensive to buy vegetables than it is to buy steak. It's less expensive to buy vegetables than it is to go out and buy pork chops or prime rib or whatever. So this could be a boom for you as far as saving money. Even if you don't do it every day of the week. Maybe if you cut down on meat 2 or 3 days a week and cook some of these recipes that Erin's going to share with you. You never know. You may be saving money by doing this. So I'm not going to keep on harping on this. I want to introduce you to Erin Fernandes. Today is just a get-together just to introduce herself to you and a little talk, a little interaction here. And I want to let you know, if you want to be on the podcast, if you want to confront Erin and put her in the hot seat, maybe ask her questions, maybe you have a different view about vegans. At the end of Erin's segment, she's going to tell you how to be on the podcast with us. So listen to the whole segment, and if you want to be on the podcast, you could be on the podcast too. All right, so without further ado, sit back, relax, and let's get together with Erin Fernandes, the vegan disabled gal. We have Erin Fernandes, and she is starting her first segment here on An Apple a Day, and she's going to tell you all about what it is to be a vegan. Now, today she's going to tell you her story, how she became a vegan, what made her turn, what made her leave steak and potatoes for nuts and berries. So, without further ado, hello, Erin, and
hello, everyone. Sorry.
Welcome to your segment.
Hello, everyone.
Last time your friend told me I talk too much, so I'm not talking anymore. Go ahead.
No, you don't talk too much. Definitely. Hello, and thank you, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. I first wanted to veganism is not about being perfect, but it's about being honest with yourself and doing the very best you can. That's what it is for me. I try every day to do the very best I can. And also veganism is about empathy and being able to put yourself in someone else's shoes or something else's shoes. Another animals have thoughts, feelings, compassion just like us. So I just want to quickly say that, and that is I'm going to tell my story. So when I first became vegan, it was 40 years ago, and we were watching documentaries on Netflix, and we had heard about juicing. It was during the juicing phase. I know, Jimmy, you had talked about juicing last week on the website. Mm-hmm. So we watched Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead, and that has got us into think about what we were eating and putting into our bodies. So then we watched Cowspiracy, and then we watched What the Health, and then we watched Earthlings, and that was what made us really go vegan. Because Earthlings it's a documentary that it shows truly what happens to the animals. And I love my dog Toby. Many of you may know, if you follow my page, that vegan disabled gal, that I have an old man dog, Toby. He's 16, almost 17 years old, and I cannot imagine eating him. And these animals were just like him. I looked into their eyes in the same way I would look into their eyes, you know. So that is what really made me having him and thinking about the cruelty and the abuse, and I couldn't do it anymore. So what we did is my boyfriend and I 4 years ago we went vegan overnight. We just got rid of all our meat products. We had pork, we had tons of stuff, and like chicken, whatever. We gave it all away to a friend who was never going to go vegan, never was interested in being vegan, so the food would not be wasted. Because again, these animals died, so may as well give them to someone that would use it. Is what I was thinking. Then we just started cooking. We just started making. We started having a lot of salads, a lot of dough things because we were new, just learning. You know, like not really having any recipe ideas. But what we did, Jamie, my boyfriend, loves to cook. He's Italian, so he just made his favorites, but without the meat or without the cheese. And so again, we had a lot of vegan calzones, vegan pizzas, spinach pies, and things like that. And now we have branched out to 4 years later, a lot more like seitan, tofu things, a lot more stuff like just different products. Um, and you'll find that if you like a product, there's so much out there these days, so many vegan options for cheese, meat, dairy products. There's almost a vegan alternative for everything. So it's really nice. We are very lucky in this day and age. It's almost like the year of the vegan, I guess to say, you know. We're very lucky because there's so many replacements.
How do excuse me, how does an Italian go vegan?
I don't know.
I don't understand that.
And it's for, I think it was just watching those videos and having the empathy. I don't know. It was just like we just couldn't do it anymore. And what I'm still working on is trying to make sure all my products that I buy, like for my hair and makeup, are cruelty free and vegan. Because I found out, this is something I just found out. I've been 4 years vegan now, and I just found this out that cruelty free does not necessarily mean vegan. So when you see the bunny rabbit on that your products that yours like for the bunny rabbit for cruelty free, the logo, it
Right.
does not mean it's vegan. It just means it's not tested on animals. So if you truly want it to be vegan, so I was buying all cruelty free things, so I was not buying vegan things. But again, I'll be honest with you, they're a little more expensive. So I can buy body wash that's cruelty free for $4, and the vegan one is $8. So I'm sorry, I'm on disability. That's where I'm gonna say I'm doing the best I can. And if I can buy vegan items, I will buy them. But it's we all do what we can do. I'm honest with myself, and I say I'm doing the best I can, and this is the best I can do. Maybe some people can only be vegetarian, and that's the best I can do. So should we shame them for that? They're being honest with themselves and truly doing the best they can.
What is the difference between a vegetarian and a vegan?
Good question. So a vegan does not use any animal products at all, and as a vegetarian, will usually consume eggs and dairy. And most people think, being vegetarian is not, it's not bad at all. I can totally do that. I can still add the eggs and cheese. But the egg industry and the dairy industry is so horrific. The cows, the baby male cows, bobbies, the little calves, are usually sent to slaughter and taken away right away when they're born. Like they still have in uterus like crop on them, and they're basically torn out of the mother cows and stolen away. And then the cows lament for them for hours, weeks, days. They moan, they move all over the place for them. They're really sad, and it's just horrible. And then the female cows, if a female is born, they're again taken away. The same thing, but they are kept, and they suffer the same fate as their female, the mom. is so basically they live a life of torture and suffering. So dairy is like, the whole slogan, dairy is scary. Dairy is really scary. It is, no matter, I mean, maybe there's some farm in the middle of nowhere that treats their cows amazing, but they still end up with the same fate. They still end up, the bull cows end up being slaughtered for veal, like days old, and then the female cows end up producing milk. And humans were not supposed to drink milk. We are most people are lactose intolerant, and with so many other options out there, there's coconut milk, almond milk, soy milk. So there's so much.
Yeah, but isn't coconut milk and soy milk and almond milk, well, isn't that kind of like new in the last few years?
It is, but it's become popular in the last few years. But I know that I've been drinking soy milk since before my stroke. So that was 10 years ago. So, no, 12 years ago. It's just not, it's a healthier option.
Yeah, but do you, all right, now this may be a silly question because I don't know.
No, nothing silly. Nothing silly.
I don't know, but are you able to get calcium from soy milk or almond milk that you would get from regular milk?
I believe so. I want to say yes, because I don't have a paper right in front of me of the facts and nutrition information, but I believe you get calcium from, I'm not sure exactly, but I know that you can get calcium. We don't need as much calcium. Kale has calcium, spinach has calcium in it. There's more calcium in spinach and kale than there is in milk.
Really?
But yeah. 35% of calcium is in soy milk and almond milk.
No.
My assistant just came over and told me 35%.
Well, that's cheap.
Again, I'm legally blind, so I can't. Yeah.
I got to get my Siri out now.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Here's another thing. Now I'm a diabetic.
Okay.
And I have to have a certain amount of protein.
Yeah.
As a diabetic.
Oh.
So.
Protein.
Yeah. But,
no one ever.
But I have to have a certain amount of protein in my diet as a diabetic. So what happens then?
Protein. The majority of Americans get too much protein overall, as a whole, and there's tons of protein in Beyond Burgers. Beyond Burgers have 40% of your daily protein in one burger. And there's tons of protein in nuts, broccoli, mushrooms. There's protein in everything we eat. But we are so conditioned for protein to be in meat and dairy and cheese. It's like we have to break out of our societal norm. It's like I even thought the same thing too. And Jamie, when we were going vegan, he was like very much adamant about getting protein, and I was like, we are getting enough protein. We don't need as much as we think. We Americans get, on average, I believe it's something I'm trying to think of. We eat 85 pounds of beef a year or something like that.
Really?
Which is insane. Yeah. It's insane. And again, don't quote me on that, because and I was reading some research on different studies from different years. So, but at one point, we're eating 85 pounds of beef.
Wow. I don't see now. In all honesty, in our house we don't, because ever since that mad cow disease stuff.
Yes.
My wife does not eat beef at all.
Yes.
Everything is chicken.
Yeah.
Turkey or ground turkey mostly.
Yeah.
But no beef. Very rare. And I'll be honest with you, I eat seafood.
Yeah.
Now I think you don't eat seafood.
No seafood. No seafood. I do have there is some seafood alternatives. I've bought some vegan tuna fish, and I've had that before. And I've recently going to buy there's some vegan shrimp or vegan fish products, but I have not purchased that yet, so I've not tried yet, so I can't say anything about it. But the vegan tuna, it's really good. It tastes just like tuna to me, and you put it in with a little vegan mayonnaise and seasoning, a little lemon, a little pepper, a little dill. It's really good. And you can also make vegan tuna sandwiches from chickpeas. So it's just like really learning how to cook again.
What do
Learning how.
what do they make vegan tuna out of?
I believe it's some soy protein. I'm not exactly sure. I'd have to look at the back of the label.
Wow,
So,
I've never heard
but
of that.
yeah,
I've
it comes just in a can of tuna can. It looks exactly like a can of tuna, and I believe the brand name is. Oh gosh, I forget. Just the peril of being legally blind. I can't read anything. So,
what do they call
so
it? Bumble lettuce?
yeah, I know. Bubble lettuce, yeah. So but it's good, and it's about changing your thinking of eating, and so we honestly had no problems with the change. Like, and honestly, after you stop eating something for like, I think it's to say that 30 days you don't crave it anymore.
Right.
So like the cheese and the eggs and things like that, we had no problem. But obviously seeing the videos and seeing all the cow puffs and the cheese and things like that, it turns you off. So it makes you realize you don't really want to eat it. So I admit I used to love cheese. I used to love. I would have bread and cheese just for dinner one day. So it was like, yeah, it was it was awesome. I loved having a cheese plate. I loved getting all the fancy cheeses, goat cheese, and all Havarti, Gouda, cheddar, whatever it was. But it's just not something I do anymore. And but although they do have some really great vegan alternatives, they're coming out with a lot of ones. Most of the vegan cheeses are made with cashew. So
Really?
it's yeah, yeah, and they taste really good. And I don't eat them all the time because again, they're kind of more a process. So I tend to eat more just natural food like vegetables and beans and rice and things like that.
Hmm.
But you can get like the Beyond Burger, the Impossible Burger, things like that. Some vegans will not eat the Impossible Burger. I have not had it yet, but I've not decided if I will eat it because they do animal testing on it before they release it. So there's a little qualm, there's a little fighting over whether it's truly vegan. That's your own personal discretion. So,
Right.
but yeah. So, but for me, it's been easy, and everything is made. And Jamie is such an amazing cook. He makes his like what he used to love to eat as a meat eater, and he just makes it vegan now. So we use meat replacement products or cheese replacement products. The only one thing that he did make which was kind of like was a too much cheese, because with the vegan products, less is more. So he loaded it like he would and normally gets such calzone with cheese and sausage and all the stuff, and it was gross because it was too much. So less is more. It was with all the vegan cheeses and it's with all the sausage. It goes a long way.
Is that
And so
is that true for all vegan stuff?
I think most stuff. I think I have found with the cheeses and things like that, less is more. You just sprinkle a little cheese, like how traditional nachos are made.
Right.
You glop the cheese on. But we make nachos now, and we put a little bit of cheese, and then we put some black beans and salsa, whatever we want. And less cheese is better, because if it's too much cheese, it's like just doesn't. The pull is not as good, and some cheeses are really good, but it's like the one we got. I believe it's Follow Your Heart.
Yeah.
Which it's good, but if you glop it all on, it's not going to be like nachos. When you pull your hand up, it's not going to do that snap back, that pull. So it's not going to be like that. So, but and also I just want to mention that there's no cholesterol in a vegan diet.
I was just going to ask you that.
Yeah.
What the cholesterol is? What about
no cholesterol?
What about sodium?
Very low sodium. I mean, unless you are eating the processed foods, the more processed stuff, like is the Beyond Burgers. I'm not exactly sure how much sodium is in the Beyond Burgers, but I believe it is less. I'm looking it up to my assistant to see if they can provide some insight for me.
Ask him
Yeah, the
about
Beyond Burger.
ask him about carbohydrates too while he's at it.
Oh yeah, carbs. I know the vegan diet is lower in carbs, but there's some things because there's carbs because I know that Jamie's doing vegan keto, which is very limiting and very hard. So he's doing a lot of avocado. I'm sorry, what? 17% of carbs are in the Beyond Burger. Or I'm sorry, sodium are in the Beyond Burger.
Well,
No, I'm sorry, 7 grams. I can't hear him, so sorry. Yeah, making this hard for me, Jamie. So, but but it's just overall. I mean, and as with anything, you would not eat burgers every single day, like real burgers.
right.
I don't eat the Beyond Burger every single day. I have it every once in a while. I think the last time I had it was maybe a month and a half ago.
Yeah, well, you don't eat hamburgers every day.
Yeah.
When when you're not
Yeah.
vegan.
Yeah. So you want to eat that every day. So it's a variety diet,
Right.
So one day, so you just to it is much healthier. That there's no cholesterol, lower sodium is with sodium is with there's plenty of vegan. I love my vegan split pea soup, but I'm sure there's sodium in it, so I'm sure, but but it is less. You just gotta pick and choose what you choose. And a lot of things we do is we home cook. So Jamie makes everything fresh, and that of course is always better. So you can control how much salt you put in. And
I got to tell you something, and this might sound disgusting. When I was a kid, and I'm talking about I was like 6 years old, I cannot eat peas and carrots.
Yeah?
I cannot. I can't stand the smell of it. I can't stand the way it looks, and it's all because of my grandfather.
Oh.
My grandfather was a wonderful man. I loved him dearly, but he had a very sick sense of humor. We were sitting at the dinner table, and I was the first male child in my family.
Yeah.
So he was like the cool grandpa, and he leaned over to me at the dinner table, and he says to me, "Your mother's a slob."
Gosh.
I was like, "What?" He says, "Your mother's a slob." I said, "What do you mean, Grandpa?" What do you mean my mother's a slob?
Yeah.
He says she cooks carrots and peas in the same pot.
Oh.
I said, "What?" And, to a 6-year-old child, all I could imagine is my mother cooking carrots and peeing in the same pot.
Oh, gosh. Oh, and peeing in the same... Oh.
To this day, I cannot eat peas and carrots.
Yeah. Oh, gosh.
Just the thought of that. Not even separate.
Yeah.
I can't eat them. I can't stand the smell. My wife will tell you she made peas and carrots when we were first married.
Yeah.
Nope. I can't eat them.
No, thank you.
No, but I know it's sick, but it's just.
Well, luckily there's a ton more vegetables out there than just peas and carrots.
Yeah.
So
no one can understand how I can't eat that. Brussels sprouts. I love Brussels sprouts.
I love Brussels sprouts.
I can eat the whole package. I can sit down. Beets. Love beets.
Yeah, beets. Yeah.
I can eat chickpeas. I can eat, but green peas and carrots. No.
Yeah. Nope. Thank you.
People
just
eat
vivid
carrots.
Memory.
Yeah. No. I used to get sick when I watched Bugs Bunny eating carrots.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
But anyway, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. Just when you said you like split pea soup.
Yeah. Well, you were traumatized. So.
The Exorcist. It made me sick. It didn't scare me. It just made me sick.
Yes. Yeah. So, but but where was I?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I should have kept my mouth shut.
No, it's okay. So, but more, and I feel better. And again, obviously, some people think of veganism as a diet. Yes, it is a diet. Your meal plan, I eat your daily diet is fruits and vegetables and things like that. But like it's not like a diet like losing weight diet. It's like a change of lifestyle, and that's what it is for me. It's like I'm not being vegan for a couple months or a couple years, and then to lose a couple pounds, and then I'm gonna go back to eating, cheese
Did
doodles, yeah, yeah.
did you?
So it's more. Sorry.
I'm sorry. Did you see that you lost weight, or Jamie? Did he lose weight being
Yes.
vegan? Did he?
He has lost some weight being vegan, but he is a different he has an undiagnosed autoimmune disease,
Uh-huh.
and which he can't lose weight desperately. He's like it's like he was on prednisone and things like that, and it screwed up his metabolism.
Yep.
So he is you know about that. So
Yeah.
so he feels like sometimes when he says he's vegan, he feels. I mean, I don't want to speak in a term for him, but he said it a little bit to me, but he feels ashamed, not ashamed, but he feels like everyone looks at him like you're vegan, you're a fat vegan, because that's it. But me, I've lost weight. I think since being vegan, I've lost maybe 10 pounds.
Really?
But that's a before you process.
Uh-huh.
And granted, I have lost the majority of my weight the past month or two because I can't chew, I can't eat.
Oh yeah.
So I'm stuck. I had my tooth pulled.
I was just gonna
recently.
say congratulations.
Yes.
I
So,
see.
but I'm still eating mush. I'm still eating mush. Still can't chew. No. So I get a bit gaping hole in my mouth.
I seen you when you were all drugged up.
Yes. Yeah. So, but but you can lose weight. But for me, and some people even gain weight because they are what
As a
some people
vegan?
call, the typical, because you can eat all vegan food. Potato chips are vegan. Potatoes are vegan. It's so you can gain pasta's
Oh
vegan.
yeah.
So you can gain weight being vegan, and a lot of the vegan things like the Beyond Burgers and Oreos are vegan. So a lot of the food people are thinking are vegan are not that good for you. They're still junk food, So it's like junk food's junk food. We sometimes call them. I call my friend a junk food vegan because he is vegan, but he loves to eat an Impossible Burger and he loves all that processed food, and which is fine if that's the only option, But it's more of like, but he's thin. He has no issue with weight, so in the long run, maybe it's not gonna be so healthy for him. So, but I try to be a whole food plant-based vegan, and if you can, it's about what you can do. Some people live in food deserts, so they don't have access to fresh fruit and vegetables. And I'm very lucky. We live in the country, and there's little farmers markets everywhere,
Mm-hmm.
and we can get fresh produce, things like that. So, but other people maybe can't. Maybe they can get canned vegetables and things like that. But that's where I say do the best you can, and just like if you can just. And some people they're still living with the parents, and like my stepdaughter Emily, she's younger. She does not eat pig anymore because she knows I love pigs and things like that. So she will not eat them, but she still eats chicken and fish because that's what her mother makes.
Mm-hmm.
So she's living at home. She's 16, so that's she can't really do anything about it. So it's like not until you're on your own can you really make a decision, or unless your parents are on are making the decision with you or for you. So in some ways.
Now, what did that's good that you brought that up because that was another question I had for you. What did your family think when you?
Oh gosh, my family. Well, my stepmother. I've always been kind of a vegetarian. I'm never really eating a lot of red meat and things like that. So, but my stepmother was a vegan. Turned vegan maybe, gosh, like 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But my father was still a big, huge meat eater. So I remember going over for Thanksgiving. This was about 6 years ago or 7 years ago, and she made a big stuffed like a squash and things like that, with filled with rice pilaf and beef burger and things like that. And we still had a turkey, and so I had a little turkey and I had a little turf thing as well too. but did not make the connection. It was not. She didn't tell me. She didn't inform me. Not that it was her job to inform me, but she didn't talk about why she was vegan. What the animal rights aspect of it, the issues. So I just thought, okay. And coming from someone in my history, that's another podcast we're going to talk about. I have a history of an eating disorder. So I've been always food for me. It's been always like I want to be a good girl and eat what I'm given. So I was pleased. So someone says, "Oh, eat the turkey, eat the turkey." I'm like, "Oh," can be like, "Oh, yes, yes," So because it's like I want to be a good girl, but my family, I'm sorry, I'm digressing. But our family, like really thought they would just work kind of weird with the first Christmas we went to. No one knew what we could eat. They would be giving us like fried ravioli and fried in butter that's not vegan and oil and cheese and like, oh, this is no meat in it. And I'm like, no, but it has cheese. So they didn't really understand. Now people are kind of understanding a little bit more, but still it's hard going to social events
Sure.
and things like that because, again, unless I know the people, like, I don't think like my mother-in-law would cook meat for me and things like that, or say, oh well, yeah, it's vegan and not vegan, but so it's like, but unless I know where I'm going and know the restaurant, I don't kind of trust it because it's like one for for instance, like last week they came over to visit and they brought chocolate chip cookies and they were vegan and she said they were, but they tasted so good. Are you sure these are vegan? I didn't want to eat it because I just no, it was like so weird, so.
That's the
But
terrible thing. If it tastes good, it's like when you're on a
yes.
diet.
Yes,
If
yeah.
diet food tastes good, you know it's not
Yes,
diet.
yeah. So, but the Beyond Burgers and things like that, some of the vegan products out there are really really good. Like it's really there are some. No longer is the tofurkeys, the old school tofurkeys that you used to get in the 70s. It's like everything's so good. So
It's great. It's such a different lifestyle.
yes,
And you know what's weird? I asked this on the web page too. Is it a fad?
yeah,
Is like the pet rock was a fad.
yeah,
Is it a fad? But I'm hearing from so many people that they're really changing over. So many people are changing over, and it's a health decision that they're making.
yes,
And I've been ever since you and I started talking about it, I've been doing a lot of reading, and I'm finding
conflicting.
conflicting conflicting views on it.
Yeah,
And some people say it's not healthy. Other people say it's the way to go.
yeah,
And I had an appointment with my doctor last week, my endocrinologist,
yeah,
and I was asking her about it, and she says, "Well, as a diabetic, you need some protein in your diet." And
yeah,
you know, I don't know. It's not like being a vegan is something new.
yeah,
It's been around for years. But
yeah.
I never knew the difference. I never thought to ask
Yes,
the
yeah,
difference between a vegetarian and a vegan. I always thought,
yeah.
to be honest, that they were the same thing.
Yes, yeah. And you said you asked your doctor. Um, Doctors don't know anything about nutrition unless they specifically go to a doctor like a nutritionist. Even then, they doctors are given like 6 hours of nutrition information to when they become doctors. I don't quote me on that, but it's something like insanely small like that. So they don't even know. So and again, it's your personal. You have a lot of health issues, so maybe for you it's not the way to go, but you can do the best you can. So, but in just to find that out.
Well,
So
I know I went to one doctor in Pennsylvania when I was living in Pennsylvania,
yeah,
and this lady here, and I loved her. I loved her. She was into holistic medicine though,
yes,
and she had another doctor that he was really into holistic medicine, and he wanted to put me on this thing with nuts, and he said it was good for your diet and eat these certain types of nuts. And then he also had this thing about anger issues that he said I had. He wanted me to go to this retreat that was out in the woods up in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and I don't know. I just pictured going out in the woods and screaming and beating drums, and I just said, "Nah, I'm not going."
Yeah.
Can't do it. But he had this thing about eating nuts, certain nuts, and replacing certain foods, and it just made my head spin.
Yeah. Well, it is a lot of information. Even myself, when you asked me to go on, and you called me the vegan expert, I was like, oh no, I'm not a vegan. Like, I'm still learning myself, so I don't know. And again, being legally blind, I can't access the information. It's not like I have crib sheets right by my notepad. So,
well, compared to me, you're the vegan expert.
Yeah. So, but at least I'll tell you if I don't know something. So,
right, exactly. And the whole idea with you being on the podcast is that I want to open other people's eyes to it. This is in no way saying that vegan is the way to go or vegan is not the way to go. This is sharing information to people that it's to share information with people who don't know about it.
Yes, yeah. I will say awareness is key. Awareness for everything. Awareness of disabilities. Awareness of social norms. Awareness of culture is the key. So everything.
Everything, and that's what this whole podcast is about. We're not experts. We're not doctors. Yeah. We're not lawyers. Yeah. We're just here to throw out ideas, and we're all disabled. We all have problems. Yeah. We're not disabled. I'm sorry. I keep on saying that. We're not disabled. We're just people that have disabilities.
Yes.
We're differently abled.
Differently abled, yes, yeah.
There's no such thing as a disabled person. I'm sorry. I don't care what's wrong with you.
Yeah.
You're not disabled. You just have a disability.
Yeah, I have some issue. I can,
Other than that, you're no different than a left-handed person.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, and we all have a different story. Everyone has a story. Everyone,
exactly.
Whether they're marathon runners, they have a story. This just happens to be ours. So
exactly. Now, right before we came on here today, I got a message on the message board. There's a young fellow in upstate New York, in Rochester, New York. He's autistic, and he started this YouTube channel. And I have some friends up in Rochester, Sid and Tamara, and they have a podcast that's called Rethinking Business, Success Sauce and Two Pickles.
Yes.
They're on the webpage. And they also have a radio show. So they met this young man. He has, like I said, autism, and he just started this YouTube channel, and he's all excited about it. And he asked them if they could go on if he could go on their show. And he did for 15 minutes, and he told about his YouTube channel. He's trying to get listeners and viewers. And so then just before we came on, I was talking with them. You'll see it on the page if you go on there. Yeah. So I said, well, tell him he can come on with us too.
Yeah.
So I like that. And again, it's just disabled people with disabilities helping other people with disabilities.
Yeah.
And that's what we're all about here. And that's what you're doing. You're opening the eyes to people who may have thought about veganism.
Yeah.
Or heard about it and maybe they had, views like me that they don't know about it. And, you sometimes, like Trump used to say, fake news.
Yeah.
So you're giving them the straight news now.
Yes, yeah.
And you're going to be doing that for the next, 100 weeks.
Yeah.
200 weeks, 300 weeks.
Yeah.
You're gonna be an apple by the time you're done.
Yeah.
Erin Apple.
Yeah, Erin Apple. Yeah.
But no, I really appreciate you coming on and sharing this information because it's important. because people are
Yeah.
sitting home, and at the same time, and I'm just going to throw this out there. Not that being a vegan is less expensive or anything like, or cheaper,
Yeah.
but sometimes people have to decide, because buying meat product all the time can be very expensive.
Yes. Yeah.
And you might find that in your freezer or your refrigerator, you
Yeah.
have a lot more vegetables than you do
Yes.
meat products. And
Yeah.
the recipes that you've been talking about, that you're going to bring out during this,
Yeah.
can help people get by.
Yeah. Yeah. There's lots of, and also it's cheaper to buy rice and beans and than it is to buy a steak.
Right.
And
Exactly.
it's so you throw some rice and beans, throw some seasoning in, just eat a plain. But when people think of vegan, they think of carrot sticks. They think of it's just like a piece of lettuce on the plate, and that's it. That's not it. You have to use your imagination and get very creative.
And that's
And not sorry.
No, I was going to say that's what you're here to show everybody.
Yeah. And another aspect to about being disabled is that being vegan for me, I feel like I'm doing something. I can't do a lot physically,
Mm-hmm.
So I can at least do this. I can help spread awareness, and I can help be a little speck in the piece of saving our environment. Maybe, hopefully, like the amount of gas and carbon emissions and things like that from cows, and it's crazy. It's not. I'm sorry. CO2, things like that. It's the factory farming. I'm going off on a tangent, but the future of the world is vegan, because it's like, if we don't change our ways, we are going to have a food desert, and we are not going to be able to feed these animals that we're killing, and and so we can use the grain to feed us. So it's like we're killing animals we're feeding these animals grain, tons of grain, that was soy and things like that. Then we're killing them, and then we're eating their bodies. So why don't we just eat the soy from the original place? So just take it at the first source. But it's just people's mindsets, and even I myself had to change my thinking. Had to be like, oh, okay, this is not. There's a better way, not a wrong way, but there's a better way, So it's just like we back in the day thought slavery, thought that prejudice was okay, but no, we now know it's not. We now know it's not the way to go, not the way to be. So
We're evolving.
I'm sorry, what?
We're evolving.
Oh yes, we are. We are like Star Trek. Do you know that in Star Trek: The Next Generation, no one eats meat. They all eat simulated food.
The what?
It's simulated food from the simulators. Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Okay.
No one eats. They don't eat meat. They progress across that barbaric. They say they progress across that barbaric rituals. So they don't eat meat. Everything is simulated. They, in the simulators, they make the food and things like that. I'm really nerding myself out here. So
Can I just tell you something?
what?
That's a TV show.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I know. No, but I'm saying it's the way of the future.
Oh,
It's
okay.
the way of the future.
All right. So,
I know it's a TV show. So
I'm only kidding.
so
No, you're right. We got to do something.
Yeah.
We definitely have to do something. But now here's the flip side, though. And
yeah.
now I grew up. My father was a hunter.
Yeah.
My whole family were hunters, and there was a thing, and I used to wonder. I was always on the fence about it, because I didn't like to kill something unless it hurt me first.
Yeah.
I'd rather kill somebody than something.
Yeah. Yes.
If it hurt me first or my family. But I learned that for population management of wildlife, hunting was a necessary evil.
Yeah.
Because it was either hunt them or they would starve to death.
Yeah, they would have. I honestly, I don't know the information on that topic, but I do know, like, there is there's a fine balance between hunting and population control versus just killing animals, murdering.
Well, one thing I was taught by my father was you never kill anything unless you were going to eat it. You didn't just go out.
Oh yes, yes.
And kill something and then just leave it there. That's cruelty. And you never go out bow and arrow hunting because that's just cruelty.
Yes.
It was done with a purpose, and there was a purpose for it. It wasn't just my father wasn't a sports hunter. It was you went, you did what you did, and then it would be used, or you would donate it, to a shelter or something like that. But it was never just to go out for the sake of killing.
Yeah.
And it was just something we were taught at a young age.
That's your father was a very smart man, because unfortunately most people don't do that these days. I'm sure there are some that just they hunt and eat. Like indigenous people, I'm not going to look down on them for that's their culture. That's what they do. Like that's they using all the feed. So it's not like you need to go vegan. So
no. I stopped hunting many years ago. I haven't picked up a rifle against an animal. I can't tell you how long. Well, but like I said, I could pick it up against the human if they hurt somebody I love.
Yeah. I too. I just human, but never gets an animal. So
without a doubt. Yeah. But no, but I haven't gone hunting in I don't know how many years.
Yeah.
But that was just something that we learned. And my father was an avid hunter, and so was my brother-in-laws and my brothers-in-law, and my brother. I think my brother still does it. I don't know. I don't have that much contact with him, but not a sport. I was never a sports hunter or something like that.
Yeah, never taken a picture with a dead deer hanging.
No.
Yeah, I know.
I've taken pictures of deer. I would rather shoot a deer. I'd rather shoot a deer with a camera.
Yes.
I'd rather shoot any animal with a camera than to shoot them with a gun. I have plenty of those pictures, but no, I've never stood next to a deer hanging from a tree or something.
Yeah, that's what it is. Like, I think there's a fine line between everything, and you have to do what is right for you. And some people may go hunting for the family because they live in the middle of nowhere, and that's what they do. That's what they get the meat from.
That's how they survive.
That's how they survive. But there's others who the grocery store is 2 minutes down the street, and they're going, and they're like, "Oh, I need to go hunting because I need to feed my family." And no, you don't. You want to go hunting. You just want to kill things.
That's like the guy that says he caught his first turkey, shot it, and scared the hell out of everybody in the grocery store.
Oh gosh. Yeah, I've never heard that one before.
Yeah. Well, that's like the guy that lives in Manhattan. He loads up his car with his guns and everything and drives out to the country. No, I don't understand that.
Yeah. So it's a fine line, and I'm just hoping to share some education and awareness, and because we all can use a little of that these days. We all can use some compassion, some empathy, and to put ourselves in the shoes of another person or an animal, or just think of how it is to be them. They have the same. Pigs are like 4-year children. They have the intelligence of a toddler. So would you eat your toddler? Would you torment your baby? It's mind-boggling. In China they eat dogs.
I know.
We think that's unheard of, but them it's normal. They have a whole festival for it in the summer.
I just don't understand. I have 2 dogs and a cat.
Yes, so it's the same things for me. It's like I wouldn't eat Toby, my dog, so I'm not going to eat a pig.
No.
And so it's just that's how it takes a long time to make the connection. Like I said, I only made the connection 4 years ago, so it takes a long time to you get to a point where you're like, oh, I get it, and in one day you just get it. One day it's like an epiphany, it just kind of happens, and it is easier to go vegan with somebody else. Like Jamie, we're both partners with vegan together, so I don't have him cooking a steak in the background, and I'm grossed out, and and he's not making separate foods. So we're eating together, we're making meals together, come up with recipes we want to make or try together. So it's a connection.
I
So,
think anything is easy when you have a partner doing it with you.
yeah.
You want to go on
Yeah.
Weight Watchers. You want to go on.
Want to go on a diet? Let's do it together. Yeah.
Exactly. Anything is easy when you have a partner, and that's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool. When you're doing it by yourself, you feel like you're out in left field.
Yes. Yeah. But the only time is like when we do go to family events, it's a little harder. But by now it's been 4 years. They know, and my brother and sister-in-law are both vegetarian, so it's very easy to make something vegan. So it's they're vegetarians already, so it's very easy to just omit the cheese or dairy from something, or make a vegan lasagna. Or often we will bring our own food. So Jamie loves to cook, so he'll bring something that he loves to make. So
that's cool. That's really cool.
But I'd like to invite others to share their vegan story. If anyone wants to share it on the website or on the that vegan disabled gal page, share your story, like what it was like for you when you first became vegan. I know I'm rambling on and on, but I know we all have different experiences. We all have different stories to tell. Was it hard? Did you find it hard? Did you find you couldn't give up something, or did you have a family member like trying to track you, or to kind of trying to sabotage you, like when you go on a diet and buying you cookies and things like that? So, but I invite everyone to share your story because I'm sure I'm not the only one out there like me. So.
And one other thing, how would you like to come on to the podcast and ask Erin a question yourself? What you need to do is send us an email. You can send it at admin@famousapple.com. Send us an email with your information. I'll contact you beforehand, and what we'll do is we'll set up a date and time for you to come on with us, and we're doing the taping, and you can come on the podcast with us. And you can ask Erin the questions and have the conversation with Erin.
You can put me on the hot seat.
Put her on the hot seat. Ask her.
Yeah.
Say, how come you don't want to eat animals, but you'll eat a head of lettuce? Okay?
Yeah.
You won't ask,
and again,
you won't eat anything with a face, but you'll eat a head. Go ahead, ask her why.
Yeah. And again, I'm not an expert on, and I'm really nervous even still while I'm talking. So I promise you, as we get along more into it, I will talk slower. I will get less nervous. So
listen to her. Her voice is shaking.
I know.
She's doing fine, but make her nervous. Call in. Well, you call us. You send us the email. We'll call you.
Yeah.
But no. Be part of the podcast. Let's make this a whole community. And you got something to say? Say it right on the podcast. Yeah. Be part of it. We're going to make this a regular weekly thing. There's going to be 2 episodes of the podcast every week. There's going to be the episode on Wednesday with Erin Fernandes. And she's going to talk about... We're going to have... It's not going to be like this every week. She's going to start sharing vegan recipes and different activities with vegans, and you're gonna really enjoy this. And if she decides to quit, you're really gonna miss her. But this is really gonna be positive, and I want you all to be part of the podcast also. So if you have something to say and you want to say it on the podcast, again, send an email to admin@famousapple.com and join in the fun here. It's a barrel of monkeys. And I'm gonna put the links in the show notes. Last time I messed up Erin's Facebook page. I have it right this time.
Okay.
It'll be in the show notes, so you can write her on her page, or you can write her on Living with a Disability page. And make sure you stop by famousapple.com. So Thanks a lot for being here with Erin today. And Erin, thank you for being here today.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, thank everyone. I appreciate everyone listening to me babble. So,
And listen, she didn't mumble this time. And for Erin's friend that said, I talked too much last time and I didn't let her talk, and you know who you are.
because it's so funny, I can't believe someone said that.
You'll know who it is because I'm going on the webpage and I'm putting an X right underneath her name.
Oh, God.
But it was a great time today. And I really appreciate you being on. And I shall talk to you more during the week, I think.
Okay, excellent. Yes, thank you so much.
Thank
you. We'll see you soon.
All right. Hey, I want to thank you very much for being here for the premiere of our new program, and I'd like to know what you think, so let us know. You can either drop us a line at admin@famousapple.com, go over to the website at famousapple.com/group and let us know there, or you can come on the podcast and let us know what you think. I'd like to thank Erin Fernandes for all her hard work this week, and she's going to be back again next week, and the week after, and the week after, and the week after. I want to thank you all. Without you, this podcast wouldn't be. And I want to remind you something, my friends. No matter what, things can always be worse. Right now, there's somebody somewhere wishing that they were in your position. So no matter what, things can always be worse. Remember that, my friends. Hey, you've been listening to An Apple a Day. My name is Jimmy Apple. I'll talk to you again later on in the week for the second episode of An Apple a Day. Have a good one, my friends.
Thanks for listening to An Apple a Day with Jimmy Apple, your gateway to a happy, healthy life. Join our community at www.famousapple.com. See you next time.